Happening, guys? Martin Martinez back again. You know where we are, so let's get into it. So guys, I was having a bit of a think about compliments and things like that when it comes to fragrances. I see some of you guys comments as well that you've been putting there, so thank you very much for that. But one thing I want to say, guys, and it's something that maybe is going to come down to personal preference, personal type of your opinion when it comes to the type of fragrances you like, guys. But just some thoughts I'm putting out there. And I'm just going to say that you don't need to be the nice guy when it comes to fragrances. A lot of these fragrances that are out there, guys, you'll see that there are examples of what are often unisex fragrances or what are often middle of the road fragrances. Now, for someone to say, who made a comment to say that you've been looking or you've been wearing fragrances for a period of time and no one says anything at all, and I thought about it a bit more. Maybe there's a lot of things that go into it. Maybe there's some things that you need to do personally to work on for yourself. But in regards to, again, the circumstances, like today, like it's here, technically it's in the 30s, maybe 28 now, it's in the evening now, so it's still warm. But at the same time, guys, you'll need to try and accommodate for the circumstances as to the temperature and obviously where you are. That being said, though, there's a common theme that comes to my mind when it comes to compliments and it comes to fragrances. And again, guys, if you're being too middle of the road with your fragrances, if you're wearing fragrances that are very sort of, nice, clean, fresh, like maybe, like you've just had a shower sort of fragrance, yes, you can get compliments. But to be honest, guys, I think you may need to sometimes be slightly more polarizing in the way in which you go with your fragrances. Some of the unisex fragrances, guys, aren't really here nor there. Now, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. So, this is CK1. This came out in 1990. I think it's 94 or so when this one came out. So again, there's a common theme. This is a unisex fragrance. I personally don't like it to the extent I'm just going to spray it on this because I don't want to get it on my. So when this came out, obviously this is in the 90s, so it would have been a different time. But as it stands now, guys, there's some of the fragrances out there. You don't need to necessarily go with these middle of the road type of fragrances. Some people will adore them. Some people say, wow, this is fantastic. But for me, guys, it's a unisex fragrance. It's still, to some extent, effeminate for me. Yes, it's fresh, but there's a common theme. And I don't really want to go through the note breakdown. But just noting the top notes again, this is according to Fragratica. Bergamot being one of the key notes in there. We have some lemon, which again is a key thing I've noticed with certain types of fragrances. Also cardamom. Go in the mids, and you're getting maybe a slightly type of rose. With also, I believe there's like a nutmeg in there as well. And there's some orange, there's some mandarin type of floral sort of orange blossom smell from there. This is saying also, according to this, that it's got potentially papaya in it. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with this fragrance. Some people can't necessarily wear more complex fragrances because it irritates their skin. So this is one that they may enjoy. But that being said, guys, for me, this is like a so-so fragrance now in this day and age when it comes to fragrances. You can wear this, but realistically, especially if you're in an office, fair enough, I understand. But when you're doing your own thing, your own personal time, why are you wearing fragrances that are just so middle of the road? Like, this doesn't mean anything, in my opinion. Someone could smell it and say, okay, he smells fresh or she smells fresh. That's fine. But what else is there to go from it? There's nothing to really captivate when it comes to these type of fragrances. I'll give you another example. So this is Gucci Guilty pour Homme. And again, for those that know about the Zara fragrances, this one is similar to Silverman, I believe it's called. And again, guys, I've done a review of that somewhere along the line. I've not got it with me right now, but I've done a review of that one, guys. And this one, again, is very middle of the road. What's in the top notes? Let's see again, just by way of example. This is what I just picked up, guys, just thinking of the same of this topic. Lemon and bergamot in the top notes. Mid notes has some, what to say, snowberry. I don't even know what that is. Orange blossom, no surprises there. And in the base, we have some patchouli with maybe with a bit of musk. I'm going to spray this again because I don't want to get it on my skin for now. So again, guys, it's fresh. It's got that type of freshly washed clothes type of smell, that detergent smell. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, guys, I mean, I don't know if you've got this in your collection. Maybe back in the day this was the one, but clearly now things have changed. It's still available. You can get it, I'm sure. And this one as well. To me, guys, these are fragrances are just so middle of the road. I'm quite confident ladies could wear this fragrance without any problem because there's not any masculine element to it. And if you're too nice, guys, when it comes to fragrances, I can't really see compliments really coming your way because maybe you're not really captivating somebody's imagination when they smell the fragrance. That being said, I'm just going to add one final example And again, this fragrance came out in 2007. Now, this is a fragrance, obviously, is in a different category. Now, these two, obviously, fragrances you probably get for at least maybe about £30 in the UK, maybe $50 in the US. Now, obviously, guys, this is a different type of fragrance I'm going to put up here now. But I'm just trying to give you the example of when it comes to, in my opinion, polarizing fragrances from something which is middle of the road to something that has a bit more sort of oomph about it. And this is one of my very first fragrances that I really enjoy to this day. At some point I'll do a review on it. I don't necessarily wear it as often now, but I've still got a little bit of juice left in there, if you can see. And this is Oud by Tom Ford. Now, ladies have also noted to me that they've actually worn this fragrance, and to me, guys, I've had a lot of compliments when I've worn it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's definitely not something you want to wear in the high heat. It's something I would probably wear more in winter time, definitely in the night time if you're going to wear it maybe in autumn as well. It's a very good autumn day fragrance. I really enjoy this one. Now, obviously, guys, as these things go, you do know Tom Ford fragrances are often unisex. There are some for men and women, and there's some that are slightly more towards the masculine side. In my opinion, this is slightly more towards the masculine side. I mean, this one alone, top notes. The only similar note it has in comparison to one of the previous ones is cardamom. That's the only similar note. Outside of that, guys, you get more of a tonka bean, vanilla type of energy coming from this, and that oud is there. And now I know oud can be associated with more type of Arabic type of fragrances, Middle Eastern type of fragrances, which is not a bad thing. But I'm just trying to highlight, guys, that if I'm going to pick a fragrance and I'm thinking today is the day and I want to enjoy myself with this fragrance, like, you know, I really enjoy Invictus. Invictus is loudest in your face. It's not just a standard so-so fragrance compared to the previous ones which I've picked up before. So, guys, if you're really concerned when it comes to compliments, maybe consider not being so safe with the compliments. If you're too nice, people just know you for being the nice guy. When you're wearing these fragrances, people just know you for having a nice fragrance. It doesn't necessarily mean it's something that's going to challenge anyone. Maybe think it's complex, like, wow, that fragrance is developing. What fragrance is that? I don't really know anybody who's worn a very, very nice fragrance and actually been to a point where, don't get me wrong, you can get compliments, but it's more of a fleeting, oh, that smells nice, and that's it. Not really to the point where you have to say to somebody, what is that fragrance? Obviously, Aventus is what Aventus is, but there's loads of fragrances out there, guys. Loads of fragrances where somebody has to actually say, what is that you're wearing? I need to, you know, I might have to go and get that myself. And this fragrance, to me, guys, is just one of those fragrances which, yes, it could be worn by a man or a woman, but it gives you a bit more of a direction when it comes to fragrances, and especially Tom Ford fragrances. The cost, obviously, is a different type of ball game compared to something like this, which is a high street fragrance. But that being said, guys, don't be middle of the road. Maybe have something in your collection, even if you don't necessarily go and get something like this, which should cost you maybe over $100 or so, or 100 or so English pounds. You might need to get something which is going to be a high street fragrance, but at least you're saying something. At least you're saying something. We talk about these fragrances from Zara all day long, and there's loads of fragrances to get into that, but I might do a list of what I think are nice guy fragrances, which in my opinion are a waste of time, middle of the road, and it won't get you anywhere when it comes to really even feeling like you're wearing a fragrance. Yes, it may smell fresh, but at the same time, guys, me personally, I think life's too short for that. I want to wear something that's a little bit more daring. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to wear things which are all the way to the other side of the spectrum where it's like a hard leather type of smell. That's not really for me, and because I personally don't enjoy it. But that being said, guys, most of my fragrances which I actually enjoy have something about them. These fragrances which are middle of the road, there's not really anything to talk about, where something like this, the amount of compliments I've had from this is unbelievable, guys. So that being said, I'm going to make sure, guys, that I do some reviews, especially when it comes to the other ones out from Tom Ford. I'll get these up at some point. But that being said, guys, that's just my quick thoughts on nice guy fragrances. Try to avoid them at all costs. Yes, you may have one or two in your collection. It may happen. But that being said, guys, I would just say try and get something that's going to stand out a little bit more. Get those compliments in, and then know the difference. Have a few in your collection so you know when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate. That's what I'm going to say on that, guys. Thank you very much for the comments, likes, and subscriptions. I do appreciate it. Please give the video a thumbs up. Again, guys, it costs nothing to give the video a thumbs up. I will try my best to get up some more videos, but as it stands right about now, guys, I'm going to go and chill out, finish doing what I need to do, and go from there. Peace out, guys.